Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session where we will be exploring the differences between AngularJS and Angular. My name is Mrs. Archana Rasa and I will walk you through the key distinctions between these two versions of Angular. As many of you might know, Angular has evolved significantly over the years, and understanding these changes is crucial for modern web development. Let's get started. Before we dive into the detailed comparison, let's briefly introduce both AngularJS and Angular 17. AngularJS was introduced back in 2010 as a framework to help developers build dynamic web applications using JavaScript. However, over time, the need for modern features led to the development of what we now call Angular, starting from version 2 and moving up to the latest version, Angular 17. While AngularJS focuses on the MVC model view controller architecture, Angular 17 is built on TypeScript and provides enhanced modularity, performance, and scalability. Let's start with AngularJS. AngularJS was revolutionary at its time, introducing two-way data binding and dynamic content generation using JavaScript. It is built around the MVC pattern, which helps structure large-scale applications. However, it had its limitations in terms of performance and scalability for modern web applications. The last scalable version of AngularJS was 1.8.2, released in 2020, and it's now in long-term support mode, meaning it no longer receives major updates. On the other hand, Angular 17 is the latest and most advanced version of Angular, released in 2024. Unlike AngularJS, Angular 17 is built on TypeScript, which allows developers to write type-safe code, making it easier to maintain and debug. It also includes modern features like the engine, ahead of time compilation, and much more. Angular 17 supports mobile development natively and is optimized for performance, making it a powerful framework for building both large scale enterprise applications and single page applications. Now that we have introduced both versions, let's take a look at the high level comparison between AngularJS and Angular 17. As you can see from this table, there are significant differences in almost every aspect, from the language used to the architectural patterns and even the rendering engines. We will break down each of these differences over the next few slides. Language comparison. One of the most significant differences in the language. AngularJS uses JavaScript, which is a dynamically typed language. While JavaScript is powerful, it can lead to potential issues in large applications due to its loosely typed nature. Angular 17, on the other hand, is built on TypeScript, a superset of JavaScript that adds static typing. TypeScript makes code more predictable and easier to debug, especially in large applications. It also provides better tooling support with features like auto-completion, type checking, and refactoring capabilities. Architecture comparison. In terms of architecture, AngularJS follows the MVC pattern. This means that the application is divided into models, views, and controllers, with controllers being responsible for most of the logic. However, this often leads to bloated controllers and difficulties in scaling large applications. Angular 17, on the other hand, uses a component based architecture where each UI element is encapsulated in its own component. This makes it easier to build modular, reusable, and maintainable code, which is essential for modern web development. Rendering engine. Another major difference lies in the rendering engine. AngularJS relies on the ng model directive for rendering templates, which often leads to performance bottlenecks due to heavy DOM manipulation. Angular 17 introduces the rendering engine, which is faster, more efficient, and produces smaller bundle sizes. EY also improves debugging by offering detailed error messages and better tooling support. Over time, ensures that Angular 17 applications are more optimized for performance. Data binding. AngularJS is known for its two-way data binding, where changes in UI are immediately reflected in the model and vice versa. While this is convenient, it can cause performance issues in larger applications as every change in the model triggers a re-rendering of the entire DOM. Angular 17 primarily uses one-way data binding where data flows from the model to the view. This results in more predictable behavior and fewer performance issues since changes are tracked more efficiently. Mobile support. When AngularJS was developed, mobile development was not as prominent as it is today. As a result, AngularJS doesn't offer native support for mobile applications. Developers had to rely on additional libraries to make AngularJS applications responsive on mobile devices. Angular 17, however, is built with mobile first development in mind. It provides full support for building mobile applications right out of the box, ensuring a smooth and responsive experience across different devices, whether it is a desktop, tablet, or smartphone. Dependency injection. Both AngularJS and Angular 17 support dependency injection, but the way they implement it is quite different. AngularJS has a basic DI system that works well for smaller applications but struggles with scope management in large scale projects. Angular 17, on the other hand, implements a more advanced and flexible hierarchical DI system which allows for better management of dependencies across different modules and components. This makes the application more scalable and maintainable in long run. Compilation, interpreted versus AOT and JIT. AngularJS uses interpreted just-in-time compilation, meaning that templates are compiled at runtime, which can slow down the application. Angular 17, however, offers both JIT and ahead of time AOT compilation. AOT compiles the templates during the build process before the application is delivered to the browser. This leads to faster load times and improved performance as the browser does not need to compile templates at runtime. AOT also reduces the size of the bundle, making the application faster to download and render. Modularity and routing. In AngularJS, applications tend to be monolithic with large controllers and templates that are difficult to manage as the application grows. Angular 17, in contrast, emphasizes modularity, where each feature of the application is broken down into self contained components. This not only makes the code easier to maintain but also allows for better organization. Additionally, Angular 17 has advanced routing capabilities, including lazy loading, which improves performance by loading only the necessary modules when needed. Testing support. Testing is an important part of any modern web development framework. AngularJS provides basic testing support, but it lacks some of the more advanced tools needed for DORF unit testing and end-to-end testing. Angular 17 comes with extensive built-in testing tools including Jasmine for unit testing and Karma for end-to-end testing. This makes it easier to write and maintain test cases, ensuring the application remains scalable and bug-free as it grows. Performance. In terms of performance, AngularJS has several limitations due to its reliance on two-way data binding and heavy DOM manipulation. AngularJS applications can become slow and unresponsive, especially as the application grows larger. Angular 17, with its AV engine, optimized change detection, and smaller bundle sizes, ensures that applications run smoothly and efficiently even at scale. Performance is a key focus in modern Angular, making it suitable for enterprise level applications. AngularJS offers limited lifecycle hooks, which can make it difficult to manage the state of components effectively. Angular 17, however, provides a comprehensive set of lifecycle hooks such as ng on init, ng after view init, and ng on destroy, which offer better control over the lifecycle of components. These hooks help developers manage initialization, updates, and cleanup processes in a more structured way, making the code easier to maintain. To summarize, AngularJS and Angular 17 differ significantly in their architecture, performance, modularity, and support for modern web development practices. While AngularJS served its purpose when it was released, it is clear that Angular 17 offers a more robust, scalable, and performant framework for building modern web applications. If you are still using AngularJS, I highly recommend upgrading to Angular 17 to take advantage of these improvements and future proof your applications. That concludes our presentation on the differences between AngularJS and Angular 17. I hope you found this session informative. Now I will open the floor for any questions or clarifications you may have. Thank you.